So the calculation is, so that's 57 and a half inches deep. And so the calculation is 10% of the length of the pole plus 2 feet. So it's a 25-foot pole, 2.5 feet, plus 2, 4.5. So 4.5 feet. And we are much over that, actually. So instead of 54, which is 4.5 feet, we're at 57 and a half. So it's pretty deep. We hand dug it. I hand dug it. And I'm going to show you kind of why it was so hard. So of course, here's some of the buried rubble that came out of that hole. We tried a couple different spots. This hole ran into a tree root. This hole is completely filled with rock and debris. Tried over here, same story. Tried over here, same story. So what I ended up doing was putting it here. And the reason we put it here is because this has already been dug out. As you can see, let's put a tape measure to it. About 4 feet. So this was already dug out 4 feet. Okay. So as you can see how it's like dug out, it's flat here and it's higher here on this berm area. So what happened was a building was collapsed here, or the rubble that was here was at least 5 feet. Right? 5 feet. And so this was dug out and moved. And so that made it a little bit easier for us. But the hardest part is, as you can see, I mean, look at this. The wood chips and the mycelium right here is spreading and breaking the soil down. But as you can see, look at the rubble, the bricks and rebar and sand, and bricks and rebar and sand, okay, in the fill of this. And so what happens is every time you dig, one of these bricks comes loose and fills in the hole. But it will be perfect once the telephone pole gets in here, because all of this stuff will collapse on it and this sand is going to hold it tighter. But it is a pain in the butt. It was a pain in the butt to dig. And so there is no really tool that I know of that could clear something like this. It's just old school hard work. And look at that, some of that soil. I mean, that's pure sand. And that's pure sand and bricks. And so extremely hard to dig. And it looks like after we cleared, so there's 5 feet in, so there's 5 foot above this, and then this is another 5 foot. So this was probably 10 foot of rubble, 10 feet of rubble before we get down to there. Now I'm down into soil, no rock, clay. But it was very hard getting to that point. And I think, as you can see, let me go ahead and put the camera down here. I think, as you can see, when you get down here to this piece of metal, this rebar, really that's the last of the rubble right here. And so the rest of this is probably the natural soil profile. And as you can see sandy and clay. And it was look at that. It's kind of amazing actually. But old tree roots, had to fight those. And rubble. Definitely brick city down here. And look at some of these rocks. So rebar. So about right here we start getting into the soil profile. So that's what's hard to do. We'll try to set this pole tomorrow. That's another adventure. But we got that hole dug. I think the bid on this job was $2,000. So hopefully we can keep the cost down. Well, we did keep the cost down by doing it ourselves.